We bring you the lunch edition of MBC News with me, Sifatim Susa. The headlines. President Mutharika vows to reject an attempt to distract him from his government's development agenda. Government commends the role the private sector plays in the country's economic growth. And Malawi geared to host the African Korfball Cup in September this year. We're glad you could join us. His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, has stressed that his top priority is to restore economic stability, asserting that he will not be distracted by rumor-mongering, misinformation, or politically motivated attempts to divert attention from his government's development agenda. We have a report.
In a statement signed by Chief Secretary to Government Justin Saidi, State President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has emphasized his continued focus on strengthening public service delivery, combating hunger, and creating growth opportunities. The statement further says the Malawi leader remains unwaveringly focused on this mission and will not be distracted, emphasizing that Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is not a ceremonial president. The press release comes following social media reports claiming that the president did not chair the previous week's cabinet meeting. Regarding the delegation of his powers, the statement has stated that the president delegates representation to the most relevant and appropriate official, taking into account the nature and objectives of each specific function. The statement adds that such decisions are not motivated by malice, indifference, or ill will, but are deliberate measures aimed at promoting governance and reducing unnecessary public expenditure. Furthermore, the statement has assured Malawians that the presidency remains united and firmly committed to serving the nation. In conclusion, the statement says the sacrifices being made today are necessary to build a stronger economy, improve public service delivery, and secure a better future for all Malawians.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, George Chaponda, has called for stronger cooperation between Africa and the Republic of Korea to help countries better withstand growing economic, health, and geopolitical challenges. He made the remarks at the 2026 Korea-Africa Foreign Ministers meeting in Seoul, Republic of Korea. He said African nations continue to face pressure from global crises, including conflicts, supply chain disruptions, rising energy costs, and disease outbreaks. More in this report by Maintu Modzi.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. George Chaponda, noted that recent developments such as the Ebola outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo and the ongoing geopolitical tensions have increased uncertainty and worsened living conditions for many people. He stressed that countries often face new crises before recovering from previous ones. He said there is need for practical cooperation and the implementation of commitments made during the 2024 Korea-Africa Summit.
For Malawi, the frequency and intensity of all these external shocks are particularly devastating. Our economy has no time to recover from one crisis before another. This reality underscores the urgency for stronger practical cooperation and the swift implementation of the outcome of the 2024 Korea-African Summit. We must translate our commitments into tangible results before the next major global shock.
Chaponda further said that the 2026 Korea-Africa Foreign Ministers meeting provided an opportunity to review progress, deepen collaboration, and turn shared commitments into concrete actions. He also underscores Korea's transformation into a leading global economy as an inspiring example for Malawi's development ambitions under Malawi Vision 2063.
Malawi takes great comfort and encouragement and inspiration whenever we contemplate the remarkable development journey that the Republic of Korea has achieved. Korea's transformation from a developing nation in the 1960s into one of the world's leading economic standards are compelling evidence of what can be achieved through visionary leadership, strategic investment,
He also emphasized the importance of expanding manufacturing and high-value industries to build a more diverse economy. He reaffirmed Malawi's commitment to ensuring that the Korea-Africa partnership delivers lasting benefits through solidarity, mutual respect, and shared prosperity. Maim Tumodzi, MBC News.
Minister of Health and Sanitation, Madalitso Waloi, has called for collective efforts in strengthening public health service delivery. Waloi made the remarks in Lilongwe when she received a donation of equipment on behalf of the National Cancer Center, supported by the Jagot Group of Companies. More in this report by Maintu Modzi.
Waloi said government values the support it receives from the private sector, especially in addressing gaps in the public health service delivery. She said her ministry strives to ensure that the National Cancer Center, which is a center of excellence, operates effectively and efficiently.
Cancer Center is one of the centers of excellence that my ministry established in this country, and we are able up to now to treat cancer patients, up to 200 that are receiving services from this center. So this boost is timely, and it also helps us to go a long way in assisting most Malawians when they have cancer and they're looking for treatment. At the moment, majority of the cancer cases that we are treating here are cancer of uterus, and we also want to upgrade our services so that we are able to diagnose, and also we are able to treat majority of the cancer cases that are there.
On her part, Managing Director for Jagot Group of Companies, Nazrin Jagot, said she was moved to offer the support after experiencing first-hand challenges the center was facing.
I had visited KCH a few weeks ago for a friend whose mother had visited this hospital, and from there we had been informed there's a lack of supplies, machines, etc. So I came here about 2 weeks after that to speak to the head department and everybody here to see what opportunities there are for our group to be able to help them. And it's been about 2 weeks since then, and we were able to source whatever we could from the local.
The equipment included mattresses, wheelchairs, chemotherapy chairs, chemotherapy infusion pumps, glucometers, just to mention a few, all valued at 80 million kwacha. Maim Tumodzi, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Deputy Minister of Trade Eddie Gatembo has commended the role the private sector plays in driving economic growth, creating employment opportunities, and promoting innovation, thereby contributing to national development. Tembo made the remarks in Lilongwe during the 2026 Consumer Choice Awards. Charles Wahara with a report.
Deputy Minister of Trade Eddie Gatembo lauded the private sector for its innovation and creativity, noting that such qualities set high standards that are key in today's business environment and contribute positively to Malawi's plan of establishing an export-led economy. Tembo also commended the organizers for creating a platform that recognizes excellence, innovation, resilience, and service delivery across various sectors in the country. He added that the awards are important because they celebrate businesses, brands, entrepreneurs, and individuals who continue to earn the trust and confidence of Malawian consumers.
It takes a lot of significant investment, dedication, compliance to best practices, and adherence to established standards of production to come up with a product or a service that is acceptable to the consumer, a product that meets consumer expectations and needs. Yeah, so when you have consumers like that are able to perform to that standard, it's only right and proper that they are recognized, rewarded, and showcased for their excellence, for their performance, because that encourages them to continue producing, innovating, and keeping up the standards.
According to the Deputy Minister, the awards also provide motivation and validation, boosting innovators' confidence and encouraging continued excellence. During the Consumer Choice Awards 2026, Maimbambande was named the Personality of the Year. Other individual winners include Jakev of Madness Entertainment, who was named Influencer of the Year, Lieutenant Rambala, who received the Most Promising Business Icon Award. Charles Wahara, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Parliamentary Committee on Public Accounts has advised the University of Malawi, UNIMA, to adhere to procurement procedures to ensure prudent financial management. PAC chairperson Stephen Malondela made the remarks in Lilongwe when UNIMA management appeared before the committee. The university was summoned to address audit queries regarding resource procurement during the 2021-2022 financial year. Bridget Makawa has a report read by Isaac Jali.
Speaking during the session, Chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, Stephen Malondela, strongly urged the University of Malawi leadership to follow proper documentation processes and manage resources correctly. Malondela stressed that it is unacceptable for a major institution like the University of Malawi to be involved in such procurement irregularities.
University of Malawi, it is an institution of high level, an exemplary institution. And it is our belief as Public Accounts Committee that they're going to set the tone and do things in a right way. It becomes worrying for us as Public Accounts Committee to notice that even the University of Malawi is having gaps in terms of procurement. When these things hinge around law, and it is at the University of Malawi where lawyers are trained. Now you tend to wonder that some of the things that they were doing is outside the law. That's where we had the issues as Public Accounts Committee. And I've asked them to go back and rework some of those issues. We have failure to collect loans from ex-employees. It is our belief that they're going to also do a good job. It is shocking that even those who passed on, their queries are still coming to this institution.
University of Malawi Vice Chancellor Samson Sajidu admitted that there were miscalculations in the procurement of resources during the period in question. To solve these issues, Sajidu explained that the university has now put in place strict internal control system to ensure all future procurements are properly documented. Sajidu further disclosed that the university is currently moving to an automated e-procurement system to remove human errors and prevent these challenges from happening again.
There are quite a number of measures that we have put in place to ensure that the queries that we received, and they were largely on procurement, miscalculation of amounts that were supposed to be deducted from contractors and so on. And as you noted, these were queries in 2021-2022 financial year, ages ago. So currently we have internal control systems that make sure that these queries are not happening anymore.
The Public Accounts Committee of Parliament has directed the University of Malawi to appear before the committee again with complete documentation to clear the past procurement queries.
And this is MBC News, a reminder of our top stories. President Mutharika vows to reject an attempt to distract him from his government's development agenda. Government commends the role the private sector plays in the country's economic growth. And Malawi geared to host the African Korfball Cup in September this year. Now, Nico Group Limited has disclosed that Protea Lilongwe Rayos Hotel will open its doors by October this year as construction nears completion. Nico Group Managing Director Vizenge Kumwenda said this during a tour the institution organized for investors and officials from Lilongwe City Council. Details in this report.
The $60 million hotel, whose construction started in 2022, has both lodging and conference facilities with about 180 rooms set for accommodation for both domestic and foreign tourists. Nico Group's managing director, who is also chairperson for Blantyre Hotels and Oasis Limited, Vizenge Kumwenda, hopes the hotel will address limitations of accommodation in the city.
So there are other projects in the country that, like in the mining sector. Now, with this hotel, they know that the hotel accommodation, international hotel accommodation, accommodation of international standard is available. So that in itself, makes the environment conducive.
And Lilongwe City Council Chief Executive Officer Clement Stambuli believes the hotel will add value to the face of the city. Stambuli has also pledged to ensure the surroundings of the hotel are clean by moving the Likuni Chinsapo bus depot to another location.
We have one big issue in that just outside this hotel facility, we are having minibuses using it as their station. As a council, we are planning to move them to a better site, and we are hoping that with the cooperation and assistance from the investor who is here, we are going to have the new site ready, and the minibus operators will move to that site.
Protea Lilongwe Rayos Hotel has been constructed with funding from local investors through the Malawi Stock Exchange. Trust Office, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Meanwhile, Minister of Information and Communications Technology, Dr. Shadrack Namalomba, is touring the construction site to assess the project's progress on behalf of government. Now joining us live from the scene is our reporter, Mwain Tumo, who is ready to give us an update on what is happening there. Good afternoon, Mwai.
Good afternoon, Sister.
Yes, would you please tell us more information about this project, since you are there with the minister and all the officials that are touring the project?
Thank you so much, Sifat. Like you rightly put it, I am here at the construction site of Rayos Hotel here in Lilongwe. This construction site is at the Lilongwe Golf Club, which is in Area 3. Currently, the Minister of Information and Communication Technology is touring the project. From what we have gotten from his brief, the project is a 5-star hotel currently under construction, and of course, it is going to have 180 rooms. And currently, what is happening is that the minister has been taken through some of these places, the rooms, and everything. I just want to get hold of the minister himself to explain maybe just his appreciation of the project. And he's a little bit far from where I am, but what I can explain is that he has been briefed about the project itself, the magnitude of the hotel. He has been taken through all the places, like the creation centers that are going to be constructed here. Currently, according to the officials, the project is at 90%, whereby should everything go on as of August this year, this place will be operational. So far, those are some of the details that we have been given, and as I said, the minister is currently still on tour of the project itself, but he has promised to grant us an interview immediately after the tour. So as of now, that's what I can give you.
Well, thank you very much, Mai. You are going to keep us updated regarding the project.
Most welcome.
Yeah, moving on, Malamulo Secondary School in Tiolo has promised to give a reward of 1 million kwacha to every student who will score between 6 to 9 points in this year's Malawi School Certificate of Education MSCE examination. Principal of the school, General Moyo Piri, made the announcement when Malamulo Secondary School alumni visited the school to hold motivational talks and to donate mattresses. Simeon Boyce with the details.
Malamulo Secondary School, which is owned by Seventh-day Adventist Church in Cholo, was established with an objective of nurturing the mind, body, and the spirit of every student, combining academic rigor with ethical and spiritual development. However, over the years, the standards have been going down. As a result, enrollment and number of students who pass Form 4 exams have decreased. In addition, those who pass the exams have been failing to score single number of 6 to 9 points. Chairperson of Malamulo Secondary School alumni, Steve Taulo, agreed with the concern during the visit at the school to hold a motivational talk and to donate mattresses.
Our visit today as well was to encourage the students because if people see improvement in the numbers that the school is producing in terms of the pass rate, it will also encourage other parents to send students here and bring it back to how it was the time we were here.
Principal of the school, General Moyo Piri, said they have decided to introduce a monetary reward to students who will score between 6 to 9 points this year.
We have tried to put measures so that teachers and students should be motivated. And for your information, we have promised the students to say whoever gets points below 10, that is a single digit, we have put aside $1 million for that one. If there will be 2, we will put aside $2 million for those. So any student who gets a single digit this year, they are getting away with $1 million. And I know them also, they are going to add some because it will be something so great. And to the teachers, we've also promised them that if they also do well, the distinctions, they are also being promised something.
A Form 4 student at Malamulo Secondary School, Ulemu Besiteni, speaking on behalf of fellow students, expressed gratitude to the alumni for the donation of the mattresses.
The good Lord continue blessing them because they have been coming here and giving us a lot of things. There are some chairs, there's some desks. They have been doing a lot of things. I hope they should continue and not stop here because it's encouraging us that one day when you leave Malamulo Secondary School, we should also remember to come back and help out school.
Malawi School Certificate of Education examinations will run from 29 June to 24 July 2026. Simeon Boyce, NBC News, Cholo.
In a move aimed at raising funds for the protection of Michiru Mountain, the Malawi Environmental Endowment Trust MIT, in collaboration with Waste Advisors, has organized a cycling exercise from Blantyre to Mulanje. The activity, which is part of commemorations marking the World Environment Day, is aimed at raising 40 million kwacha to be used in the management of Michiru Mountain. Juliana Mlungama has filed this report, read by Eileen Chimoyo.
Speaking during a press briefing in Blantyre, coordinator of the Malawi Environmental Endowment Trust, Karen Price, said the money will enable them to support community scouts that are looking after Michiru Mountain.
So the briefing this afternoon was to announce an event that we're hosting for World Environment Day 2026. As we know, World Environment Day is a UN commemoration event, global event that takes place on the 5th of June. And as Malawi Environmental Endowment Trust, we thought that it would be a good idea to collaborate with a number of other organizations that have come on board, such as Wildlife and Environmental Society, CURE, Waste Advisors, the Department of National Parks and Wildlife, among others, to plan and execute a Cycle for the Environment event, specifically for this commemoration. So we have organized a cycling event from Blantyre to Mulanje that will take place on the 6th of June, that is 87 kilometers. And we will also be using this as an opportunity to fundraise for the community scouts that are working in Michiru Mountain. As we know, Michiru Mountain has been under threat over the last 2 years, and we know that the frontline staff, the community scouts, have been instrumental in working with the local communities, but also with the Department of National Wildlife to restore the situation in Michiru. To make sure that the cutting down of the trees, the burning of charcoal, and other illegal activities have been stopped. So we are looking to, commemorate the event, commemorate World Environment Day, but then also to have this event so that we can fundraise for the community scouts at Michiru Mountain.
During the exercise, MIT will provide bicycles to passionate individuals who do not have access to one so that they join the race. In the cause, MIT has partnered Waste Advisors, a local organization which advocates for proper liquid and solid waste management. Ali Maulidi, Innovation Hub Manager for Waste Advisors, had this to say.
So in this initiative, we've seen it as a very important initiative to us. We're offering part of our bicycles. We have a brand called the Green News brand where we sell and distribute bicycles. So we're offering bicycles to the cyclists for those who like to join but then do not have the capacity to cycle. But on top of that, by recognizing the initiative that we're fundraising for Michiru Mountain, we are going to offer a bicycle as a prize for the raffle draw. We're also offering lunch for two at our Nkhani cafe, and also on top of that, we are also planning on discounting our bicycles to be offered to the community scouts so that we can ease up on their mobility.
This year's global theme for the World Environment Day is Inspired by Nature for Climate for Our Future.
The Malawi Korfball Association says preparations to host the African Korfball Cup in September this year are going on smoothly. The association's president, Enoch Zaluso, says as a host nation, they are working on a checklist to perfect the event, which is scheduled to be hosted at Kuhes Sports Complex in Blantyre come September. He explains.
The preparations are going on very well currently, because as for the host, especially the national team and the under 19 national team, all these teams are preparing very well. We are having the preparations in their respective townships. Now, as a host nation, the preparations are also advanced, and we are expecting that maybe the council is likely to give a direction on this one, especially from the Ministry of Sports and Culture. These are the guys that are left to actually make their own status. For us, as Malawi Nation, Malawi Council of Sports or else Malawi National, Malawi Korfball Association, we haven't yet made the confirmation with the Kuhes, but they kept the dates for us, and only that we need to pay at least something for them to keep the dates. But still more, the plan is that we are using the facility. According to what IKF requested us, we still consider that as the venue for this tournament.
Well, that item concludes this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories before we leave. President Mutharika vows to reject an attempt to distract him from his government's development agenda. Government commends the role the private sector plays in the country's economic growth. And Malawi geared to host the African Korfball Cup in September this year.